Google will never rank your local business. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. Even if your business has been around for years, even if you have a great track record, Google still won't recommend your business. In fact, it's actively hiding you behind competitors who haven't even been in business half as long as you have. And that's because your business has a problem you don't even know about. And the worst part, the more traditional SEO you do, the more confusing you often look to Google. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down the problem, the real cause behind it, and how to fix it. But before we talk about solutions, let's start by understanding what the actual problem is, because it's probably the exact opposite of what the last marketing agency told you. Most local business owners I talk to feel like Google is fundamentally broken. They tell me things like, I've been doing this for 15 years. My customers love my work. I'm better than the guys ranking above me. So why am I invisible? And look, that frustration is completely understandable. You're not wrong for feeling that way. In the real world, reputation spreads naturally. People talk about you, neighbors recommend you. You don't need to explain yourself every time you walk onto a job site. Your name already carries weight. But here's the disconnect. In real life, that reputation is enough. But online, Google doesn't automatically see any of it. Google isn't a person, it's an algorithm, it's a code. And that code can't see your workmanship with its own eyes. It can't hear your customers praising you over a backyard fence. It has no way of knowing you're the person the town actually trusts. So it feels like Google is just ignoring you. But Google isn't ignoring you. It's hesitating. And that hesitation is a visibility problem. See, most people think ranking is about being the best business. But Google doesn't rank the best businesses, it ranks the business that provides the most machine readable proof. You have a reputation in the real world, but you're invisible to the code because that real world authority hasn't been translated into digital data. And once you understand the logic Google uses to judge the data, everything changes. To understand how to fix this, we have to look at the why. Here's the part most people never think about. Google is not in the business of ranking companies. Google is in the business of protecting its own reputation. Every time Google puts a business at the top, it's a recommendation. If a user has a bad experience, they don't blame the contractor, they blame Google. Because of that, Google behaves like a very cautious friend. Imagine someone asks you, hey, do you know a good electrician? You wouldn't recommend the person with the loudest claims or the glossiest flyers. You'd recommend the one whose name you've heard a dozen times, who has a clear track record and who is known as a staple in the community. Google works exactly the same way. The only difference is that instead of a conversation, it uses digital signals. The real issue for most local businesses is that they are sending weak signals. In real life, you're the expert, but online, you look scattered. When Google looks at you, it sees a half-finished profile, a website that makes big claims with zero proof, and social pages that haven't been touched in months. To an algorithm, that doesn't look like experience. It looks like uncertainty. And if there's one thing Google hates, it's uncertainty. That's why when you see newer average competitors outranking you, it's not that Google thinks they are better at the job than you are. It's just that Google understands them more clearly. So the question is, how do you stop being a risk and start being the obvious choice? Here's how this actually gets fixed. You don't do it with more tactics or more marketing. You do it by giving Google what it's missing: certainty. There are three specific pillars that create algorithmic trust. And once these are in place, everything you do online starts working with Google instead of against it. Pillar number one, the who. All right, so pillar number one is all about your identity. Think of it this way. You need to look the exact same everywhere Google looks. I'm talking about your name, your address, your phone number, every single digit. If your Facebook says one thing, but your website says another, Google starts to hesitate. And in the world of search, hesitation is a rank killer. It's like a background check. If the details don't line up, they're not going to hire you. But identity is only half the battle. Once Google knows who you are, it goes looking for witnesses to prove it. Pillar number two, the why. Now, once Google knows who you are, it moves on to the next question. Who else can back this up? This is where most people get it wrong. They think their own website is enough, but Google already knows that you're going to say you're the best. It's looking for outside validation. Think of it like a vote of confidence from your community. If a local bakery down the street mentions you or a hardware store in the same zip code links to your site, That's a massive signal to Google. It tells the algorithm, hey, the locals actually know and trust this guy. It's the same thing with your local chamber of commerce, neighborhood associations, or even local charity events. When these local pillars mention your name, Google stops seeing you as a random listing and starts seeing you as a staple of the community. This is the exact moment you stop being just another option and you become a safe bet. But even a safe bet can lose its ranking if it looks like the lights were turned off. Here's how you prove you're still the best choice today. Pillar number 3, the when. Finally, and this is where most people drop the ball, you need to show Google that you didn't go out of business last Tuesday. If your profile is a total ghost town, Google sees that as a risk. You don't need to be a content creator or have some viral social media strategy. You just need to show signs of life. Post one photo from a job site today. Respond to that one review you got last week. Just show the algorithm that you're alive, you're active, and you're actually out there doing the work. When you start doing these 3 things consistently, everything shifts. You can finally stop chasing hacks or worrying about your luck. Your rankings start to stabilize, your leads become predictable because Google isn't guessing about you anymore. It finally sees you as the business that your customers have loved all along.